A signed pencil tracing of a South Carolina serial killer's hands has been removed from an auction site. A signed pencil tracing of the hands of Todd Kohlhepp was listed for sale online for $89, the Herald Journal of Spartanburg reports. Originally, the tracings were asking for $120. Tracings of killer Todd Kohlhepp's hands from prison appeared online for $89. State law prohibits South Carolina inmates from profiting from their crimes. Supra.com had listed the tracing of Kohlhepp's hands for sale among hundreds of other items that include string artwork from Charles Manson and signed prison letters from Ted Bundy. A representative of the South Carolina Department of Corrections said stopping inmates from profiting off crimes can sometimes be hard to stop. If they can determine if it's a murderabilia situation, it's absolutely flagged and stopped. Oftentimes, that's difficult to do based on the types of materials, said Jeffrey Talon, a department spokesperson. Kohlhepp was convicted on 7 counts of murder and is serving a life sentence. The tracings, which are illegal to sell under South Carolina law, were originally listed for $120. The paper reports the item was removed Thursday after the Herald Journal contacted the website. It was clear if the tracing had been sold or simply removed. The law requires offenders to notify the Attorney General's office and the Office of Victims Assistance of any contract they've entered into that would allow them to earn money from their crime. Those proceeds must then go to the Attorney General's office or Office of Victims Assistance. If a victim or another eligible person finds out an offender is profiting from their crime, they can bring a civil lawsuit against the offender. Offenders or the agents or representatives who fail to notify authorities of any contracts may be subject to a civil penalty of up to $10,000, according to a report from GoUpstate.com. Kohlhepp is serving life in prison after pleading guilty in May to 7 counts of murder. Carla Brown, left, was kidnapped and held hostage by Kohlhepp, and her boyfriend Charles David Carver, right, was killed by the serial murderer. He also kidnapped victim Carla Brown, who was found alive and chained in a shipping container. Kohlhepp's crimes spanned the course of 13 years. The beginning of his killing spree dates to 2003 when 4 people were murdered in a motorcycle shop. The victims were Brian Lucas, Chris Sherbert, Scott Ponder, and Beverly Guy. The 4 were shot to death. Couple Johnny Joe Coxey and Megan Lee McCraw Coxey were also murdered by Kohlhepp after being hired to work on his property. Christopher Sherbert, left, and Brian Lucas, right, were shot by Kohlhepp in 2003. Beverly Guy, left, and Scott Ponder, right, were also murdered by Kohlhepp at a motorcycle shop in 2003. In August of 2016, Carla Brown was kidnapped and her boyfriend, Charles David Carver, was killed after cleaning Kohlhepp's house. After Kohlhepp's arrest, 2 more bodies, belonging to Johnny Joe Coxey and Megan Lee McCraw Coxey. The pair was shot to death after also being hired to work on the killer's property.